Coming up on OC News, details on the suspected Stockton serial killer's arrest in Northern California, and find out more about the upcoming elections.
Plus, flu season is upon us. Find out when and where you can get vaccinated on campus. All this and more coming up on OC News.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Katie Kennedy.
And I'm Alex Granados. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students here at Cal State Fullerton.
President Joe Biden officially launched the website today for submitting applications for student loan relief. Many people have heard about the student loan forgiveness, but many are asking, how do you know if you qualify? And where do you apply? Well, if you are making $125,000 or less, then you qualify for $10,000 of student loan debt cancellation. If you are a Pell Grant recipient, you get an extra $10,000. Now, does everyone need to apply? Well, it's recommended now for about 8 million people. The Department of Education already has your income data on file, and if you qualify, that debt will automatically be canceled. Here's what Joe Biden had to say.
In total, more than 40 million Americans can stand to benefit from this relief. Let me be clear. Not a dime will go to those in the top 5% of the income bracket, period.
The chase for the Stockton serial killer is finally over. On Saturday, Stockton authorities said they arrested 43-year-old Wesley Brownlee while he was driving. Police Chief Stanley McFadden says they caught the killer while on his way to commit his next crime. Police found Brownlee dressed in black and armed with a gun. Brownlee is tied to 6 fatal shootings with a previous criminal background. Authorities are still working to sort through evidence to charge the 43-year-old suspect.
A former aide to Donald Trump has been sentenced to 6 months in prison. Reporter from CNN, Sarah Murray, has a story.
For defying a subpoena from the House January 6th committee,
this is going to be the misdemeanor from hell.
Trump ally Steve Bannon deserves the maximum penalty at Friday's sentencing, prosecutors say, asking the judge to sentence Bannon to 6 months behind bars and $200,000 in fines after he was convicted of contempt of Congress.
Steve Bannon is one of a handful of people who just blew us off, and he's been convicted for contempt of Congress.
Prosecutors argue in their court filing that the rioters who overran the Capitol on January 6 did not just attack a building, they assaulted the rule of law. By flouting the Select Committee's subpoena and its authority, the defendant exacerbated that assault.
Number one, I didn't want to have a meeting longer than 5 minutes.
Bannon's team insists the right-wing media firebrand should only get probation, and any sentence should be postponed pending his appeal of his conviction.
Chairman.
All of this as the January 6th committee plans to formally serve former President Donald Trump with a subpoena for documents and testimony this week.
We are obligated to seek answers directly from the man who set this all in motion,
saying they hope he'll comply.
If he wants to clear the record, he will have an opportunity to do it.
Despite Trump's clear disdain for the committee.
These are hacks and thugs.
In the meantime, the panel is pressing ahead after last week's hearing.
The day before the joint session, on January 5th, Secret Service was aware of increased chatter focused on Vice President Pence.
And seeking new information from the U.S. Secret Service.
They sent the vice president up to the Capitol with, a fairly small group of people to protect him into what was, should have obviously been foreseen as a potentially very dangerous situation.
New documents turned over to the committee and obtained by CNN show the Secret Service and its law enforcement partners knew about violent rhetoric and threats aimed at lawmakers on social media before the U.S. Capitol attack. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren saying they will ask former Secret Service Assistant Director Tony Ornato, head of Trump's Secret Service detail Robert Engel, and others to testify again.
We're in a position in the very near future to call the witnesses from the Secret Service back in for a few additional questions.
It's almost November, so you know what that means. Get ahead and fill out your ballots. Election season is upon us. California residents can now vote early, ahead of the November 8th midterm election. They must register no later than 15 days before the election. Registration for the November 8th general election must be postmarked or submitted electronically on or before October 24th. However, if residents miss the deadline, they can still cast a ballot and visit a county elections office or voting center to complete a conditional voter registration up until Election Day. This will allow residents to cast a ballot, which will count after verification by county election officials.
As more people have gone back to their office for work, a rise of the flu has caused health professionals to be alert. The CDC has pointed out that their influenza trackers are detecting a rise in flu activity across the country. They warn that a severe flu season is ahead of us. Flu transmissions have remained low since the start of the pandemic. This is the first time in a while that we will see flu activity of this height in recent memory. This has prompted many experts in the medical field to urge citizens to get their flu and COVID shots.
With flu season on the way, Cal State Fullerton is doing its part to help students stay safe. Our reporter Enrique Medina has the details.
With flu season coming up mostly in the fall and in the winter, let's check out what CSUF is doing to make sure students are vaccinated. CSUF Student Wellness Center is holding a flu clinic free for all students Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. here on campus. Monday's clinic at Housing Piazza gives students a chance to protect themselves on what could be a very rough flu season in 2022.
According to Orange County Public Health, they're expecting a really bad flu season this year. So it's good to get your flu season now because if you get or flu shot now, because if you do get it now, it'll last a couple months into flu season. You'll be protected during that time.
The flu clinic gives students a welcoming space to get their vaccine both in a very quick and easy manner.
It's very positive. Like everyone's really nice, and I really enjoyed how welcoming it is, and they don't make you feel nervous. If you are nervous, they'll like talk you through it and like make you feel more comfortable. So I really enjoyed it.
Student Wellness is set to host more of these free vaccine clinics throughout this week from October 18th through October 20th, this time in the Humanities Quad here on campus. Here from Housing Piazza, I'm Enrique Medina, reporting for OC News.
Russian kamikaze drones struck the areas of Kiev, Dnipro, and the Sumy region, killing 8 and cutting power to hundreds of villages. The Ukrainian Air Force says that it was able to strike down 36 out of 42 Iranian-made drones. The drones appear to have struck crucial infrastructure, including power plants and one of Kiev's main train stations. This series of attacks is just one of many, as the Ukrainian Air Defense said it was actively working to protect these areas from other Russian attacks and is telling people to stay in shelter.
Iran has been getting criticism for assisting Russia in their invasion of Ukraine. Iran has reportedly been supplying Russia with weapons for use in Ukraine, to which Iran has denied all claims. Further reports have informed the U.S. that Iran is also planning to aid Russia with missiles. The U.S. and other European countries have stated that they will impose penalties if they find any evidence Iranian drones are being used in Ukraine. Pentagon officials have recently confirmed that Iranian drones have been used in Russia airstrikes. The penalties will include major economic sanctions.
Stay tuned and find out how one city celebrated the end of Hispanic Heritage Month.
Is impacting the United States and other countries, coming up.
Here at Cal State Fullerton, it is important for all students to succeed academically. Lena Malmstrom visits the Disability Support Services Center to find out how this program benefits those who may struggle.
I'm Lena Malmstrom here with Disability Support Services at Cal State Fullerton, where they provide students with the equitable treatment they need. The mission of DSS here on campus is to increase access and retention for students with disabilities in all aspects of their lives. Mariah Broadway, a student here at CSUF, describes how DSS has benefited the campus community.
Disability support systems is there to have accessibility for those people that have special needs, such as doing an exam if they feel they have anxious or anxiety when they're inside the classroom taking exams. They're able to do it inside the building and with the monitor and everything like that.
It holds up the federal and state laws and regulations mandating equal opportunities and access for these individuals and provides both co-curricular and academically related services, helping these students achieve both academic and personal self-determination. Another student, Annalise Gonzalez, describes why it is important for Cal State Fullerton to have these services.
I think it's benefited. I feel like it's beneficial because not only does it make it feel more inclusive, the campus, but I know that there's also resources available to help people. Like, for instance, there's if you need more time for testing for whatever reason, they can help you arrange something that works with you so that way you're not struggling because of your needs.
Here at Cal State Fullerton, every student is provided with the best equal educational practices and environment. I'm Lena Malmstrom here with OC News.
We could be seeing some changes to the fall weather once again.
Plus, an international update on the most recent flash flood. Our weatherwoman, Emma Suarez, has the details. Emma?
Thanks, Alex. Last week, Southern California experienced its first week of fall weather. Let's take a look at today's weather and what's in store for us the rest of the week. Today is the first day in the 80s with today being a high of 80 degrees. The low today will be 64 degrees, and the current wind is 2 miles per hour with gusts of 13 miles per hour. The sunrise today was at 6:59 this morning, and the sunset will be at 6:14 this evening. The high on Tuesday will be 88 degrees, and the low will be 68 degrees. The high is 91 degrees with the low of 68 degrees. Thursday will continue the warm weather with an 86-degree high and a 64-degree low. On Thursday, we'll begin to cool off with 78-degree high and a low of 62 degrees. On Friday, we'll be going into the lower weather with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. In the east, we have mid-60s to low 60s. In the south, we have low 70s to mid-80s. In the southwest, we have Midwest, we have low 30s to low 40s, and in the west, we have mid-60s to mid-70s. There have been many instances of flash floods this year in the U.S. Virginia, Missouri, Kentucky, Texas, and most recently Florida have had catastrophic floods. However, the U.S. isn't the only country experiencing flash floods. Deadly flooding in Nigeria this past weekend has destroyed homes and taken the lives of many. More than 600 individuals have died in some of the worst floodings Nigeria has seen in a decade, according to the country's Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs on Sunday. More than 2 million people have been affected due to the floods, and at least 2,407 individuals have been injured as a result, the ministry reported. A total of 82,053 homes are completely damaged and 121,318 homes have been partially damaged, the ministry stated. Nearly 36 states have received various food and non-food items to help reduce the different forms of disaster, the government ministry said. The ministry stated the country would soon implement the National Flood Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan, aimed at improving coordination of the response to flooding. Try to stay cool as we move back into warmer weather. Back to you, Katie.
The city of Montebello celebrated two important events this past weekend. Our reporter, Oscar Rodriguez, has more on the story.
October is not only a special month for the Hispanic community, but as well for the city of Montebello. October 16, 1920 is the day when Montebello officially became a city. As a celebration of the commemorative day, the city hosts a heritage festival every year. I'm here at Montebello Park celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. They have a festival going on here where they have some carnival games and some street vendors going on. As you can see, I just got my horchata right now. Probably gonna get another one and try out some new food. It contains a variety of things, from carnival games, Hispanic cultural food, such as tamales, aguas frescas, and many more. Artists and vendors and even cultural performances are at the festival.
Heritage Month to me is it's important because it reminds us of our roots, where we come from, and I feel like in order to kind of see where you're going, it's important to know where you came from. Yeah.
Vendors sell their crafts to the community. One of the vendors paints and sells day-to-day paintings where her art and crafts represent her heritage.
The Day of the Dead is all year for me, so I paint all year, I have events all year. The Day of the Dead, Heritage Month, it's like, to me, it's like the most amazing month because it's better than Christmas to me.
The festival is for the Montebello community to come together and celebrate the city, as it has been 102 years since it first became an official city. From Montebello, I'm Oscar Rodriguez, reporting for OC News.
Now let's take it to Melanie and see what's going on in the world of sports. Melanie?
I'm Melanie Blanco. It has been a busy fall season here for the Cal State Fullerton Titans. Our reporter, Oscar Rodriguez, has more about the women's sports teams this week.
Our women's soccer team faced off against UC Santa Barbara Thursday night. It did not take too long for Kaya Hawkinson to tie up the game in the 33rd minute. Right away, once the second half started, the Titans sent in a beautiful center where the one and only Samantha McKenna is able to tap it in to take the lead. The Titans were able to keep the lead as they won the Gauchos 2-1. Titans are down by 4 in the first set, and trying to get some momentum, setter Schuster sets to the dangerous Julia Crawford for the kill, but it is blocked by the Titans defense, but the offense still able to get the point. Fast forward to the set point, Crawford gets another kill as side hitter Lolo Fonua gets a kill to have a total of 5 for the day. With the result, it made the Titans have their 5th loss in conference. Back to women's soccer on Sunday, Kaya Hawkinson dribbles inside the box where she gets pushed down by the Mustang defense, but surprisingly no foul is called. Then 15 minutes later, the same thing happened again. Fullerton's head women's soccer coach shared his thoughts about the controversial calls.
The officials' calls, whether they're for us or against us, we have to be able to play through that. And I think our women did a really good job at that. Coaching staff maybe got a little too boisterous today, but yeah, I think our women, they responded well in those moments.
The Titans head up north as they face UC Davis and hoping to secure their 5th win in conference.
I had the opportunity to go more in depth into our men's ice hockey team. It's been a good season for the CSUF ice hockey team, as they most recently swept UCI in their 2-game series this past weekend. Prior to this, the Titans won the OC Cup in a definitive 9-2 win against USC. The Titans win the UCI game 1-0 after a tiebreaker goal in the 3rd period by Caden Fear. Looks like a good season for the Titans with a lead in their division. Captain Will Fider talks more about the season.
So far for the season, boys are feeling pretty good. 5-1 to start. It's the best record that Cal State Fullerton's ice hockey team has ever had to start a season. Yeah, I know it feels good to come out here and start so well. And with the OC Cup win last year, it was rough coming out of COVID. Skeleton team, just trying to get everyone back and back into the swing of things. Big transition, and to see all that hard work translate to this year over the summer and the spring, and all the hard work boys have been putting in the gym on the ice, to be rewarded for that, it just feels great, and boys are ready to roll for the rest of the year.
The Titans continue their campaign this Saturday against CSU Northridge, with additional games November 5th against Long Beach and December 3rd against Chapman. For a full fall schedule, follow Titan Ice Hockey on Instagram, and all home games are at Great Ice Park in Irvine. Thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget, our men's hockey team has an upcoming game against Cal State Northridge this weekend at Great Park Ice in Irvine. That is all on my part. I am Melanie Blanco. Back to you guys.
Still to come, find out what some students have planned for spooky season.
Plus, a Florida toddler is going viral for her bond with an unusual doll. Coming up.
Stan,
precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Halloween is approaching. Today, our reporter Jason Martinez discovered how some students will celebrate the spooky holiday.
Today or should I say, we are here at Tyne Radio asking students what are their plans for this year's Halloween. The students at Tyne Radio have already begun decorating, but each of them celebrate the spooky holiday differently.
So I usually stay in and I have like a few different costumes that I just like recycle throughout the day. So I was doing like a Taylor Swift inspired one from the movie X. I was doing like the Jenna Ortega sort of style.
While Emily celebrates Halloween to today's standards, Nariksha celebrates the holiday by going back to its roots.
Well, Halloween's usually about, it's actually a pagan festival, right? And then now it's like very pop culture-y, like, oh, you just dress up and beg candy. I mean, I'm Indian, so when I moved here, I was like, wow, kids actually beg candy, like dressed up as different people. That's interesting. But the true nature of Halloween is actually honoring the deceased. So that's what we're doing. We're actually honoring like all the souls and stuff like that, creating a safe space for them to just be present in this time. So that's why.
I think it's safe to say that Tyne Radio is ready for this year's Halloween, and if you are still in need of something to do, don't forget to check out on October 28th the Halloween Tyne Com Tour. We'll see you there. For OC News, I'm Jason Martinez.
The 23rd Annual Newport Beach Film Festival is going on right now, with Brian Corrales covering the story.
Hi, I'm Brian Corrales in front of Muldoon's, here for the after party of the Newport Beach Film Festival.
It's a pretty big film festival. It's one of the biggest ones in it's the biggest in coastal California actually. They have international films, hundreds of them I believe, and we bring in people from all over the world. We screen films and win awards. Today we just had the honors showing where it's Variety's top 10 actors to look out for, and so it's lots of celebrities, big glitz and glam, big events. So it's pretty cool out here.
The 23rd Annual Newport Beach Film Festival will be held from October 13th to the 20th. Screenings consist of films yet to be released in theaters publicly and are presented in multiple venues. And actors who appeared in the film arrive at the festival, such as Machine Gun Kelly and Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, he seems like a really humble guy, It's always good to meet celebrities who turn out to be really down to earth. And he seemed to fit that bill pretty well. He wasn't afraid to be self-deprecating, and he accepted the award that was handed to him really graciously, and was just really sociable.
The festival is a nonprofit organization and relies on funding from sponsors who they advertise around the festival parties.
Oh man, the environment is really good people, it's really hectic, really chaotic, but that's where you really get to work well with people, and it's movies, man, it's fun, it's a fun world.
And I'm Brian Corrales for OC News.
It was a busy week for entertainment news. Our entertainment anchor, Brian Corrales, has all the details. Brian?
Thank you, Katie. Hi, I'm Brian Corrales, here to cover what's new in entertainment. To start us off, we got a pair of stories involving actors in court. Ezra Miller, the actor known for playing The Flash in Warner Bros. Justice League, appeared in court virtually during his arraignment. The controversial actor pleaded not guilty to burglary and petite larceny after being accused of breaking into a neighbor's home and stealing bottles of liquor on May 1st in Vermont. Miller's next court appearance is scheduled for January 13th. If charged for both accounts, the 30-year-old actor could face up to 24 years in prison. For our next story, we go to New York, to Kevin Spacey's court appearance. In his defense, Spacey denies ever sexually assaulting actor Anthony Rapp in 1986, who at the time was only 14. Shockingly, Judge Lewis Kaplan granted the defense request to dismiss the prosecution claim of Spacey intentionally inflicting emotional distress. Spacey controversially came out as gay when the allegations first came out in 2017. He claimed in court that he hid his sexuality for years because of his father, who was a bigot and neo-Nazi. Now in South Korea, the famous K-pop band BTS will temporarily disband to fulfill the military service requirement. Due to South Korea sharing a border with North Korea, a hostile nation, all men between the ages of 18 and 30 must fulfill 2 years of active military service. The K-pop group was originally set to perform military duty in 2020, but was deferred after the country passed a law that extended the age from 18 to 28 to 18 to 30. South Korea stands to lose billions after a study by Hyundai Research Institute found that 1 in 13 tourists who travel in the country travel just to see BTS live. Well, that's it for entertainment news. We'll hand it back over to our anchor desk.
Take a look at this creepy red-eyed dolls. A mother from Central Florida shared this video of her 3-year-old daughter with her new favorite doll. Little Brittany saw this doll at her local Halloween store and has since been inseparable. The 3-year-old named the red-eyed doll Chloe and even took her to Disney World. Yikes. I don't think I would want to be next to a creepy doll like this one. Thank you for joining us tonight on OC News. Our next telecast comes to you Monday at 5 p.m.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Titan TV. From all of us here at OC News, have a great night.